Good morning everyone, Costello Great Missenden here. Today I'm going to be making some beef chuck roast, or poor man's brisket, whatever one you want to call it. It's supposed to be really easy and nice and forgiving to cook. The smoker's up to temperature, we're going to get the rub on the meat, and then we're going to get to cooking. See you in a sec. Okay, so for this chuck roast I'm going to be using Plowboys Bovine Rub, which is nice. I've used that a few times before, I like it. I've got a 2.5 kilogram piece of chuck roast to cook. The smoker's all up to temperature. I'm using Weber briquettes, which is something I don't normally do. I normally go for lump, but it's all I had today, so that's what I'm using. And hopefully the cook's going to go nice and smooth, so let's see how we get on. As you can see, meat's all rubbed up now. All ready for the smoker. I'm sure it's going to be delicious. Just let that sit there now for a little while, let the rub do its thing. The drum's up to temperature, got some nice bits of cherry wood to put in with the chuck roast. Let's bung it all in and see how we get on. Okay, so I've got the meat on, now I'll show you what's going on. There's my 2 probes in there, all settled down. Got the cherry wood underneath, that's doing its thing. Ooh. There's my InkBird barbecue thermometer, which I'm using today. Okay, so the meat's hit temperature. It's shot over by a couple of degrees. The alarm went off at 165, but I've been busy faffing around, so what I need to do is get the lid open and I'll pull this meat off. There we go, that's been cooked quite hot and fast. I think what I'll do is pull that off, wrap it up in foil with some broth that I made up. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. So I'll sort that out now. As you can see, the meat's off the barbecue. It's looking good already. I've made up some beef stock with some OXO cube, some hot water, 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce, and 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, dark soy sauce. I'm going to put this in just to give it a little bit of moisture as I wrap it and help it along its way a bit. Doesn't need much, just a little bit. Maybe a bit more, won't it? There we go. Now, that'll just help it steam and cook away. Now I'm just going to wrap it up and get it ready for the next part of the cook. Let's give it a good wrap up, nice and tight. I've got the meat back on the barbecue now, it's all wrapped up. Now I've got the probe in, doing its thing. It's all gone a bit crazy, so I'm going to get the lid back on and get it cooking. Right, so I've probed this a couple of times, but I'll show you show you what's going on. There's absolutely no resistance on this. It's going through like butter. So what I'm going to do is wrap this up a couple more times and let it sit for an hour. So the meat has been sitting for about an hour and a half, all wrapped up in these tea towels and foil. So open it up and see how it's got on. Take that off the top. Just gonna, it's so juicy, you can see where all the tissue's breaking down. Beautiful smoke in there. Not a bad job, I'd say. Let's shred this. This is going to be going into some rolls in a minute. The missus is standing next to me, gagging for a bit.
Meat.
Obviously of meat. Do you want to try a bit? It's pretty decent. So what I've done was I've just pulled my beef, as you saw, no pun intended there. To get to that stage, what I done was I smoked the beef up till 165, 167. Then I wrapped it in some foil with some, what did I put in there? Oxo cube and some hot water, 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce and a tablespoon of soy sauce. Makes quite a nice broth, just to steam the meat and help it along a bit. Wrapped that all up nice and tight, took the temperature up to about 207, probed it with my firmer pen just to check how soft it was. It was like butter, it was beautiful. Then I rested it for about an hour and a half. Now I'm going to serve it up in some brioche buns with maybe coleslaw and new potatoes and a bit of salad. I'll show you that bit when it's done. Okay, so you can see I've got the finished plate of food here. I've got the pickled red onions, got the beef chuck or the poor man's brisket in the brioche bun. Nice little bit of salad there. All looking really tasty. I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed with this chuck beef. I'll happily make it again. It's cheaper than brisket, it's just as tasty. Yeah, I recommend it. So this is Ryan from Costello Great Missenden signing off. See you again soon. Okay, so I've just pulled my beef, no pun intended, and shit.